Excellencies, that brings the end to the signing of the agreements.
Your Excellency, President Joko Widodo of the Republic of Indonesia, distinguished members of the Indonesian delegation, members of the Philippine Cabinet, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the Filipino people, I welcome His Excellency and the members of his delegation to the Philippines. It is a great honor to host President Widodo soon after his rise to the presidency. While this may be His Excellency's first official visit to our country, our meeting today serves as the next great chapter in the deepening partnership between our countries. Wala lang. Yes. May translation.
Terima kasih. Jadi kunjungan kenegaraan pertama ke Filipina ini sekaligus adalah kunjungan perkenalan sesuai dengan tradisi ASEAN. Isu-isu bilateral prioritas yang dibahas mengenai perbatasan, kerjasama politik, hukum dan keamanan, perlindungan warga negara Indonesia, kerjasama ekonomi, kerjasama di bidang pendidikan dan hubungan antar masyarakat. Dan terkait perbatasan, kita sepakat untuk segera memulai perundingan batas landas kontinen, kemudian meninjau kembali perjanjian lintas batas 1975 dan perjanjian patroli perbatasan 1975. Terkait kerjasama Polhukam, yaitu mengenai pemberantasan narkoba dan penanggulangan bencana, pengadaan alutsista bagi Filipina, kerjasama di bidang maritim, dan mekanisme kerjasama trilateral Indonesia, Malaysia, Filipina untuk penanganan nelayan bajo ke depan. Kita juga mengapresiasi kepada pemerintah Filipina terkait perlindungan WNI, termasuk WNI keturunan Indonesia di Filipina. Terkait kerjasama di bidang ekonomi, kita sepakat untuk meningkatkan volume perdagangan 2 kali lipat pada tahun 2016. Kita juga ingin mengundang investasi di bidang maritim, di bidang perikanan, di bidang energi, dan ingin mendorong kerjasama di bidang perbankan, perikanan, perkebunan, farmasi, dan perdagangan antara BUMN kita. Terkait hubungan masyarakat, kita juga ingin meningkatkan kerjasama pendidikan dua arah melalui sister school, university to university, pertukaran guru dan siswa, serta beasiswa bagi warga negara Filipina di Filipina Selatan. Kita juga ingin mengundang Presiden Aquino untuk menghadiri peringatan 60 tahun Konferensi Asia Afrika bulan April yang akan datang di Jakarta dan di Bandung, serta berpartisipasi pada World Economic Forum on East Asia 2015 di Bali. Hari ini juga kita menyaksikan penandatanganan MOU kerjasama pemberantasan peredaran dan penyalahgunaan narkoba antara BNN dengan Philippine Drugs Enforcement Agency dan MOU kerjasama teknis pendidikan, kejuruan, dan pelatihan. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, President Aquino. My visit here, the state visit to the Philippines, is to preserve the tradition among ASEAN countries. And during our meeting, we have discussed priority bilateral issues such as border issues, political cooperation, legal cooperation, and also the protection of our citizens and our migrant workers. And we have also discussed the cooperation in the economic sector and also education, as well as the people-to-people contacts. With regards to the border cooperation, we welcome the resumption of the negotiation on the continental shelf border and also the review of the border agreement and also the border patrol agreement, which was agreed in 1975. With regards to another political, legal, and also security issues, I'm happy that the cooperation to combat the illicit drug trafficking has also been signed today, and also we have discussed the potential that we would like to offer on the trade of defense equipments. I also appreciate the Philippines' involvement in the protection of migrant workers and migrants and migrant workers, and also with respect to the economic field, the cooperation, I would like to increase our trade volume to double the trade volume by 2016. And also I wish to invite investments of Philippines to Indonesia in the maritime sector, fisheries sector. And also the cooperation is imminent in people-to-people contact. I wish to convey to you that our cooperation in the education sector, the sister school program initiative, and also the exchange of students and teachers will be beneficial for people-to-people contact. And also, in this occasion, I would like to invite the President Aquino to attend the commemoration of the 60th anniversary of the Asian African Conference that will be held in Jakarta and Bandung on the 22nd to 24th April of 2015, as well as the World Economic Forum on East Asia 2015 that will be held in Bali. I'm also happy that today we have witnessed the signing of MOUs on combating the illicit drug trafficking and also the technical vocational education, and also the joint declaration on the protection of migrants and migrant workers. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Indonesia has long been a friend, a strong partner, and a reliable ally to the Philippines. This is something seen most evidently in our response to natural calamities. After the earthquake and tsunami that struck Indonesia in 2010, for instance, our country stood in solidarity with your nation and provided the support that we could. Likewise, Indonesia has always been ready to assist the Philippines during times of disaster. They were quick to provide financial and logistical support in the wake of Typhoon Haiyan. To our Indonesian friends, on behalf of the Filipino people, I express our nation's gratitude for your help, and I assure you that our nation will always be prepared to repay your kindness. More than 65 years since the formal establishment of our bilateral ties, I believe we can continue to look to the future with optimism, and that our relations will be further strengthened during President Widodo's administration. President Widodo and I had a fruitful discussion that covered the considerable expanse of cooperative activities between our countries. On top of this, we also spoke about possible areas that could be boosted through our increased cooperation towards our people's mutual benefit. One of the highlights of today's discussion was our country's meeting on the minds as regards the protection of migrants and migrant workers. Indonesia and the Philippines both have a significant number of nationals overseas, and it is in our mutual interest to work closely with one another to protect our migrants wherever they may be in the world. We thus welcome the joint declaration on the protection of migrants and migrant workers issued by our Secretary of Foreign Affairs and his Indonesian counterpart. The declaration aims to strengthen cooperation between the Philippines and Indonesia in promoting and protecting the rights of migrants and migrant workers, and in outlining the measures we will take to assist each other's nationals through our diplomatic missions overseas. Another notable topic we discussed was that of maritime affairs. Indonesia and the Philippines are two of the world's largest archipelagic states. We are among the top 5 countries with the longest coastlines. We are both parties to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the Coral Triangle Initiative. Therefore, closer cooperation and coordination between our two countries in maritime affairs is vital. Both sides agreed to coordinate more closely on a number of maritime issues. Having found success in delimiting our exclusive economic zones, we are more encouraged to further improve our approach to maritime boundary delimitation, border cooperation, and cooperation in combating illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, or IUUF, under the scope of the Philippines-Indonesia Joint Commission for Bilateral Cooperation, or JCBC. President Widodo and I also exchanged views on economic cooperation, including how to expand trade and investment between our countries. The opportunities are certainly there, especially given that Indonesia and the Philippines are two of the fastest growing economies in the region. Discussions likewise touched on defense cooperation, people-to-people exchanges, and possible roll-on, roll-off arrangements between Philippine and Indonesian ports, as well as Indonesia's continuing role in our peace process. The Philippines and Indonesia hold similar positions on a variety of regional and international issues. As further proof of the meaningful and tangible cooperation between the Philippines and Indonesia, 3 agreements were likewise signed today. These are the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in Combating Illicit Trafficking and Abuse of Narcotics, Psychotropic Substances, and their precursors, the Memorandum of Understanding in the field of Technical Vocational Educational Training, the Memorandum of Understanding between the National Defense College of the Philippines and Indonesia's Lembaga Ketahanan Nasional on Cooperation in Education, Research, and Training. These agreements pave the way for enhanced bilateral collaboration in these fields as the Philippines continues to engage Indonesia towards having our people reap the maximum benefits from our partnership. Indeed, my meeting with President Widodo filled me with optimism. I believe that under his presidency, Philippines-Indonesia relations will be propelled to even greater heights. In his few months in office, President Widodo has demonstrated his strong commitment to inclusive growth, an idea that has always served as our administration's North Star. I am thus incredibly eager to work closely with His Excellency, given the vision we share for our respective peoples. I am hopeful that during his stay, President Widodo can feel the inherent hospitality and warmth of our people, which characterizes our nation's sentiment towards one of our most solid partners in the ASEAN region. Rest assured, the Philippines will continue working to deepen our bilateral relationship even further and build further on the enduring friendship between our countries and our peoples. We thank you.